Hi guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. Today's episode is going to talk about one of my favorite habits, journaling. If you've been watching me for a while, you know that I have spoken about the importance of journaling and also how transformative it can be. We focus on mental health here on this channel as well. And now, while journaling is a master tool for not just therapy, but also high performance. And how that works is because when you journal, it clarifies your thoughts and also clarifies the emotional chaos within you. A few days ago, I actually spoke about therapy on my Instagram stories as well, where I explained as to how therapy has helped me not just to heal and deal with past traumas, but also it helps me sometimes have a clearer vision for my future. There are times when we have dilemmas and we don't know where or what actions to take. And so, through journaling, when you're emotionally regulated and you're clarified, you have a clearer vision for your future goals and ambitions. And when you know better, you do better. Now, there are several types of journaling methods that exist, and obviously, it's an individual choice. And I have spoken in a recent video about how journaling completely changed me in the last 5 years. And over these years, I have adopted various methods. I have tried the dream diary approach, I've tried the gratitude journal approach, and I also briefly had given a chance to the bullet journaling approach as well. Now, in 2023, I've made this decision to go ahead with journal prompts. Now, by the name itself, it's pretty self-explanatory that journal prompts are ideas that give a direction to your thoughts before you start writing. The reason I've decided to go ahead with journal prompts this year as my method of journaling is because with my current schedule, it's becoming a little difficult to journal very frequently and regularly. And if you're also in a position like me and you want to maximize the benefits of your journaling time that you take out, then journal prompts are a great idea to get started. So obviously I did a little bit of digging and I compiled a list of prompts for myself that I will be using throughout the year of 2023. And today in this video, I'm going to be sharing those prompts with you as well so that we can all be emotionally regulated and we can find ourselves even amidst chaos. These journal prompts are questions that you can use as triggers to get yourself in a state of motivation where you are in sync with your future self and you're aligned with your goals and aspirations when you sit down to journal. And what you're going to do is you're going to be writing these journal prompts on, say, the cover page of your journal. And every time you sit down to journal, you can just refer to those list of questions and get your thought process flowing. And this way, rather than having to wonder, what do I write about that will make journaling beneficial for me? This way, you have a cheat list of sorts. And by answering these questions, you will be a much more self-aware person. And ideally, you should be using these journal prompts once a month or every 3 months if you are that busy. But I do suggest using it every month to do like a monthly review meeting of sorts with yourself. The first prompt is, where am I right now? This question will force you to think about where are you in life, both personally and professionally. What are the challenges that you have been dealing with? What are your goals, both long term as well as short term? And in a way, this question will give you an opportunity to provide your journal the context of your life when you are not a frequent or regular journaler. Our lives change periodically, and if you were to do this every month, you would see how your context of life is changing every single month when you do these prompts. And so, a lot of the challenges that perhaps you were facing last month, or maybe an argument that you were having with your partner last month, things that you have written about where you are in that particular moment in life, some of these things will either not matter a month later, some of these goals you would have accomplished, some of these worries and concerns you would have found a solution to. And so there is so much benefit that you will get by just writing down, where am I right now? The second prompt for you is, what made you happy recently? This prompt is one that Oprah Winfrey talks about in her book, What I Know For Sure. And it seemed such a beautiful idea to actually take a moment every time you sit down to journal to remember what made you happy. And it can be the smallest of joys. It can be probably the breakfast you had that morning. Maybe you sat in the sun under a tree and had a picnic. Maybe you met one of your best friends or just called a friend. It can be anything, but it's important to focus on the good, and it's important to write down what made us happy, because oftentimes we forget that there are so many opportunities and so many reasons for us to be happy. The third prompt is, what are you afraid of? When we know our fears, only then can we overcome them. And it's important to be aware of our weaknesses and the challenges and what scares us the most. Admitting a fear is the first step to getting rid of it. And it takes a lot of vulnerability to write this down, but it's your journal, and if you want to know yourself inside out, then you need to know what are you afraid of. It could be something that you're dreading that is coming up. It could be a new step or a leap of faith that you know you should take, but it scares you so much. Write that down, and I can guarantee that the fear will seem much smaller on paper than it is in your head. Number 4, what are your true intentions? Another quote that I had read in the same book by Oprah Winfrey is that every action of ours is coming from a certain intention, and depending on our intention, that action will have an effect. And so it is impossible to dissociate ourselves from the effects of our actions, and it is important to also take responsibility for the effects of our actions, because they come from the intentions that we had originally set. Whenever you are taking on a new activity, starting a new project, taking on a new challenge, what your true intentions are when you are heading into that activity are really important. Write those down for your life as well. Number 5, how would you be living your life if you stopped caring about what other people thought of you? Or you can also call it, what is your current dream? I strongly believe that each one of us should be working towards our dream life at all stages in life. At no point should you be content and satiated that I've achieved enough and I'm living my dream life and I guess that's enough. I feel like there's always ambition to keep you hungry, and you should have an appetite for more at all points in life, and that is the only way to have success that you may have never dreamt of. Take out the time to journal periodically, just to write down what your current dream is, and also let the fear of judgment by society, by friends and family, pour that out into the journal. Do not keep it within you, because the only person stopping you when you are doing that is you yourself. Number 6, what do I know to be true that I did not know a year ago? I love this prompt because it helps you reflect back on your learnings, and also it's in a way a revision of sorts, because a lot of times life has taught us lessons, but unless you take out the time to really absorb it, it might just not get registered in your core memory. And when that happens, I believe that life will keep on teaching you the same lesson until you take out the time to really accept it. And so by using this prompt, you can look back at what life has taught you, and you would be proud of your younger self as well. Number 7, what could be a big win in a month from now? This prompt is really motivating. It also helps you set a certain deadline for a current goal that you are working on, and a month is a pretty decent time also to get a lot of activities and projects done. It will also keep you recharged for the next 30 days until you journal back, and if you haven't completed a goal and you look back at your previous journal entries, it will also tell you that this was something that you were planning on finishing in a month, and it would make you want to accelerate the process as well. Number 8, what makes you feel loved? And how do you show yourself that kind of love? I love this prompt so much because recently in one of the books that I read, Conversations on Love, it talked about how it's not just important to love your partner, but it's also important that your partner feels loved. And this prompt actually twists it around and puts it on yourself. We all should know what our love language is, what makes me feel valued, what makes me feel loved. Only when you are aware of what makes you feel loved will you be able to have more fulfilling relationships and express those needs to those around you. And before you expect that from others, it's important that you show yourself that type of love. If it's quality time, then make sure that you're taking out some me time. If your love language is gifts, make sure you gift yourself every time you accomplish something. The bottom line is, know your love language and use it for yourself. Number 9, what do you feel life has been trying to teach you lately, and what made you think so? This prompt, I am sure, will make a lot of us think so much about Why have we been going through certain phases in life? If I failed at something, why do you think it happened? If you've been having disagreements on either the personal or professional front, if things have not been going your way, maybe this will be a moment for you to sit down and recenter yourself and decide if you need to change the direction of your efforts. Maybe you're putting your energy in the wrong place. And is there a lesson in this that life is trying to teach you? Because life happens for you and it doesn't happen to you. And if you have that approach, you will be able to turn every single thing that happens to you in life into a lesson, whether it's good or bad, because sometimes you win and sometimes you learn. Number 10, what do you love the most about yourself? This is a beautiful prompt to end your journaling session with, because we should all have one good thing to be able to say about ourselves. In fact, as a daily morning habit also, you can look at yourself in the mirror and talk about what do you love about yourself that particular day the most, and it will be such a boost to your self-esteem. We have to talk to ourselves in a way that we would talk to a stranger, and because so many of us are kinder to strangers than we are to ourselves. And there are benefits of being hard to yourself, because it pushes you to your limits and makes you accomplish so much more. But at the same time, when you are sitting down for this journaling session, make sure you're kind to yourself. Make sure you know you love yourself too. And so those are 10 journal prompts that I will be using throughout 2023 to help direct my thoughts and get the most out of journaling as a habit. If you also loved these prompts, then do give this video a big thumbs up and also show some love in the comment section below. Also share this video with friends and family who could benefit from this same exercise as well. And if you have additional journal prompts that you use, I would love to hear those as well down below. As always, I love you guys so much, and I hope you have a wonderful year ahead and that you are much more self-aware at the end of it. Until then, take care and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.